this tape is going to be key in terms of that. Element of that, I mean, just quickly, Derke straight through cave.
Derke's off.
Yeah, he's off on one.
He's having a stroll. They are none the wiser. Oh lordy, what is Derke doing? He's just dipped past both of them. Absolutely baffled by this. G2, it's going to be a bit of a slap in the face, isn't it? That just cold shower awakening that this is going to be one of those games you're going to have to bring a bit of a unique approach. As now we're going to have AvovA left in a 1v4, but not feeling so likely on this. As you know what MAGNUM can do, he can just take his way around the map, dip out of danger.
Get the
a little space, but you're right. AvovA going to get at least a spike down. Has a little bit of utility still left to play with. He can do anything more. That'd be quite impressive, honestly. No underhand flash. Okay, swings it. No one there to greet, but he is being surrounded, as we noted. Now, let's then kind of lean into this, right? Because it's going to be one of those days. I think we're going to be, oh, what's he up to? Well, yeah, it's going to be one of those. Now, when we talk bigger picture, something we've been alluding to, talk to me about, like, let's we all know what's on the horizon, right? Iceland's coming in. Both these teams looking fine.
Sure, then I want to see a little bit of flavor, a little bit of flair added to that playbook, right? And this isn't necessarily the series to do it in. Round two, right, as I was going to say, if nukkye can close the gap a little bit, but they're actually going to stop that. Keep an eye on it, actually, if they can do any damage. They've already got into fight here.
But this is the backline that's going to be hard to break through. Mixwell's actually done quite nicely to get this far. But yeah, here's a little bit of room. Will allow you to play within this. As soon as you break beyond that.
So in terms of confidence boost, and I'm just thinking back to that mini interview of how it was kind of a weird attitude approach to the game the other day. G2's the sort of team that you want to come back in and build your confidence against.
True. That's actually
Use them to springboard, right?
You're not wrong, because I guess you could kind of almost phrase that as looking weak where you come into a national tournament, be it a throwaway game or not, is not a look you want to have, right? Like we all know what these games are. Exactly. And if someone's diligent in their approach, which I'm pretty sure almost every single team in Iceland will be, you know, shout out to every coach, analysis, anyone who's looking over the VODs, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day. But again, you've got to look at this and then approach it from the mentality of, can they take away information from the losses even in Fnatic, even if they're not playing to their complete caliber? Even when they've been made to look a little weird in that previous series, that was very bizarre. I mean, the whole scenario was a little weird.
And the thing is resetting off that, it can really expose some weaknesses, right? And you don't want that in that fresh tape. Obviously, the last three series are going to be the go-to for any team that are going to be prepping versus Fnatic, right? So not necessarily in this series. You want to see them bust out the playbook and get weird with it again. This is literally just confidence rebuilding for me.
And I actually really like that approach, though, because some of these players, skill stealing wise, huge. Now, already though we look at this round, this is the bonus for Fnatic, so don't be too worried about it. It's kind of one of those that if they can do damage, great. If not, it's not the end of the world. They're riding through Guardians and Sheriffs, odds and ends. It's not much. But on the other side, obviously, they want all these rifles standing, which it looks like they're going to get unless Derke can do something about it. But gosh, I almost want to explore the idea of nukkye on Jett. I don't know how I feel about it because he's so... I don't know. He just feels like he suits Raze to me whenever he plays that role. I'm like, that's him. That's it. Like after that satchel that we saw him pull off, I mean, it's hard to not be particularly excited by it. But that aside, I kind of like the idea of what G2 could be if things do get a little mixed up and strange.
Ultimately, needs to plug, right? And it's map pool dependent. Yes, there are arguments to be made where G2 don't necessarily have to rely on it an awful lot. Okay, actually got the operator on nice and early here, going to deal with Mixwell and Elbow.
And I do want to talk about, you know, obviously I've spoken about nukkye on the Jett, but this man on the screen, he's something else as well, Derke. I mean, the guy seems to have one of those ceilings to his capability that we see constantly just being pushed a little further, right? Let's talk about that first international debut where they really got tested against Sentinels and again, had that shocking icebox performance where he could not find that space compared to normal. And then the recovery this man has had has been wonderful to watch. So Mistic's just swinging. He's fine. He's laughing. He's taking him down to 3.
No respect at all for the fragment.
There is none. they're playing through it, but Derke has also shown them no respect on the way in either, and that's just with the op to hand. Now, G2 have almost no capability of this unless nukkye did something with that sort of drive-by. Not going to happen. 3 different targets, and none going to provide an option as Boaster shuts down. I'd say was one of the players that really stood out to me, although Navarro is one of those players that seems extremely diligent on almost everything he plays. Yeah, he's one of those. But, Derke, let's see what you can do. He's actually posted up on this. He's pushed ahead of the of the utility. Does eventually dip away, has to rescind a little bit, but you can see the confidence is there. But they have lost a little control of Tube, so they have to be at least aware of the chance the door could be now pressured, which is going to be crossed and is going to be now toyed with already. Though, gets popped, flash goes in, and Boaster's in danger. Boaster's dead. Caught off by Hoodie. Derke with a quick trade, though, towards nukkye, and it's going to be now at least back down to a 4v4. Tube still under pressure. Where's that next layer, though, going to come in? Where he's likely to be tested, and Hoodie! This guy's just providing drive-bys, leaving Derke still alive, but you can see the amount of room that they've got to play with is very minimal for Fnatic right now. A lot of the space has been taken away, and Brave being called to temptation to try and spam that out, but Mixwell's not really going down without a fight.
Repositioning there, but Meddo going to find Mistic. Just 2 left to find out. Derke and Brave. Derke will fall, and Brave noted previously already, so he's even going to... Well, he might re-explore a couple of exits if possible. Mixwell and AvovA posted up here. Find the first, second traded through nicely from AvovA, and that set piece was actually really nice. They created it up behind Derke. Good response, actually.
I actually really like that approach. You could see it so clearly how much space they were taking away and how cognizant they were of what the kind of cause and effect is, right? We take this, the likely position will be X, and let's then build towards that. Really nice approach. That's what I kind of like seeing from G2 in this. Now, Fnatic will have an answer right back. MAGNUM does well to find nukkye, but already there's a bit of a swing coming through. Derke is still going to deliver the knives, and it's a bit scrappy at this point, but the 2 remaining players, at least for the attacking side, are over towards main. They don't have much really to hit this cross with. Going to depend a little on Hoodie to facilitate the cross. MAGNUM!
Huge!
Goes down to it. Hoodie, I was worried they had no way to facilitate a safe cross, but removing one of the players, well, that's one way to do it. Mixwell spots one pushing up closer. Communication now heard and read. Hoodie now knows what's up, sends another. Hoodie do any more? Seekers come out, but they couldn't make any sort of closing gap on it. They tried to, a little too slow almost. Boaster gets punished, and Mixwell holds the push-up. This is what's really...
as well. There's no safety net to move out there, so it relies purely on aim. I mean, the bread and butter of G2, right?
And adjust. Now, gets popped. Brave just...
he gets pinged.
With the pistol, and he gets pinged out. There it is, instantaneously dealt with. 3 players quickly address that problem that could have been an issue. We know that these players on Fnatic can pop off. All of them have that capability. And MAGNUM, a stark reminder as to why. Hoodie's gone down, and now looking a little surrounded on the side. It's going to force the ults out. This is a dangerous enough round that they're worried about it. We've got Frenzies, we've got Sheriffs of the Guardian. It's not exactly huge investments from Fnatic, but it's the players wielding it, being made mincemeat by Mixwell for now, as it's just Boaster. Done. Dealt with. A lot invested there, though, but around...
Mixwell's got something to offset this operator purchase, but he's out on 6k already.
Are we going to see that tube pressure again, or is it just going to be Mixwell doing this? I'm kind of interested. Maybe this is just something they like to bring out when potentially you've got Derke on an op, or at least the funds can facilitate this. They at least remove vision. They force Fnatic to look that way to try and deal with this pressure. But MAGNUM actually exceeds expectation, pushing forward towards main to deal with one. That's a perfect reply from Fnatic, and MAGNUM on the readjust. This is a great adjustment from Fnatic after being dictated to just a couple of rounds prior with a similar look. Quick answers to quick problems. Gets popped. Hoodie again, though, trying to punish this way, and he does. Last time it was Boaster, this time it's Mistic. G2, great reply, but look who's lurking. Round on the flank. They have no idea, but surely there's a question in their mind. Where the hell is that op? Where the hell is Derke? There he is, finding Mixwell. Couldn't quite get the follow-up, but his presence alone is a problem. Boaster appears through the double doors. Now nukkye, a 1v3. The guy's good, but this would be tough. Look at these angles. Look at these positions he is going to be dealing with.
Don't expect Fnatic to overstep the mark here. Boaster's actually going to reposition behind Derke here.
I like that.
30 seconds left.
Maybe even head back through halls, it looks like. But nukkye now, 20 seconds to work with. He's got to find one of these kills. He's got to find it fast as well.
CT kill would be the, I guess, the most obvious one. Yeah. It was the best chance, right? Because you're going to have potentially both that, even though 3 people weren't in tube that
I didn't want to call it there as Mixwell fell, but with the replay, I didn't even spot a trap back in in main there. But really bizarre. I mean, could have been smoked, yes. I mean, I did see Derke was down one cloud first. Mixwell finds it.
What a read. It's there's something gorgeous about watching this, just understanding what the intention behind utility is. Now, the pick happened towards B. You're kind of hoping maybe that's pulled a rotation. It hasn't at all. No one's heading that way, but it has at least stopped that lingering Derke, which has been a problem for them. Obviously, just that prior round again. nukkye this time does well towards site. The site is theirs, so Spike should be going down pretty soon as they feel comfortable enough to ferry it through for the plant. And you got Mistic, Boaster, and Brave trying to do something about this. Now, there is still an ult on Brave.
Shock dart miss.
And you're right, the shock dart did miss.
The combo would have been perfect with a snake bite as well.
Looking real vulnerable over there. Oh, and there it is. Wondering when Mixwell would remake that appearance, right? We saw him over towards that kind of like deeper hole towards back elbow. But, well, Boaster tries to clear it, but he actually at least does get the op. So that was dropped out by Derke and wasn't able to be policed, it seemed, by Mixwell, who backed away towards middle potentially. But again, 2 left standing. This should be a save to try and keep that op in play.
It should, and I'm going to keep my eye on this here. But obviously, Mixwell started over towards B here, and the timing being key if he's not going to place a trap outside shop or cave. But just thinking back to that previous round, I'm sure Lothar would have noted it. I'll rely on him to pick it up if it did happen, but... it's interesting.
Close to the AvovA.
Well, yeah, apparently so. It'd be interesting to see if they're leaving this playing to their full potential, or even, you know, giving it 110%. But that's got to be something now that Fnatic are wary of.
It's incredibly hard to ride that line, right? Like, play like 80%. Like, make sure you don't give 100, but like, don't give below. It's very hard to do that. It's not like they have like the kind of okay strat book. We're probably not gonna. You know what I mean? Like, there's no like one fit of okay, don't give anything away. Like, it's very tricky to do so. But I love what we're seeing in this mid-round kind of battle calling, and this is not necessarily just the coaches. Obviously, that's what the timeouts are for. But this is, you know, the IGLs. Whoever's in the server is going to be put to work today. This is a lot of kind of calculating mid-round.
Like Minnie said,
bit of an adjustment.
It's Boaster really that's going to need to lift them up from that.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one for both sides. So similar scenarios. And I like this different look coming out for this B crunch, right? We've had that little mid piece. It was like a 3-2 split, 2 kind of coming in through mid connector, and then B 3 through main. And they've taken side control. nukkye's just holding space, basically. It's like, look, you've got safe plants on this. Like, obviously, you'd love to push up, but the statue use a tag. Forced to fight and forced to fall 3 back-to-back. And I love that approach. It was perfect, but somehow having so much impact with so little threat, actually. Fnatic, that's dangerous.
3 kills in the blink of an eye here. Mixwell has to come away now. 14 seconds. The flank from Main could be huge, so MAGNUM going to find him before the spike is down. Just hoody left now. Find the first, but Brave, good for the trade, and Fnatic hold on there. When
it sounds almost condescending, and it's like, but it's your job to enjoy the game. But sometimes we cast games that are fine, but this is actually a really unique game that you don't often get to see. And we're seeing quite a level from both teams that I didn't think we'd see brought out without, you know, all the kind of bits behind it and, you know, trying to keep a couple tricks up the sleeve. Obviously, you kind of get worried of the caliber of game, but this has been really quite something. Alrighty, G2, different look this time. I love the start, bear in mind, from that last round, right? That was lovely, 3-2 split, perfect. Now the problem is you're going towards Derke. Operated to hand, he's still sticking around. He wants another go, spots the cape on the way across. Now in a little bit of danger, will have to rescind. Has to fall away a little bit, but not a lot. Now this position's been identified a couple of times, but as long as Derke stands and this position's held, it should be safe. I say safe because Derke is still going above and beyond. Meddo, yes, your presence is great, but it doesn't matter when Derke is just doing damage. Easy work.
That plays Derke in from that spot. G2, nothing to work with here. I mean, closest being the null command and the blade storm. Looks as if they want to split straight through double doors here.
Pace, but again, you still got to get this man out of position, and you haven't. You put nothing towards that position to threaten him, and this is what happens when you don't address him. You let him go wild. Now, yes, nukkye's responded in kind, and then some.
You got Mistic as well.
Hold on, nukkye. Hold on. When did he get that final kill? 2v2 out of nothing. Look, my expectations for nukkye on this agent, I don't know where it is. I don't know what I'm looking at, but there's a chance for everything. Mixwell making a bit of a... There it is. Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, don't worry. Just clip the end part. Just cut the first bit, clip the end part. It's all gravy and nukkye. Apparently, I mean, the guys better. One thing about this game I will say, right? When neither team's like going to give every aspect to it, right? They're kind of keeping a couple of cards close to chest. It does get close. It does open up chances for like OTs and kind of, you know, weirdness, which makes me worry when it's best of 5. I hope your evening plans are limited, is all I'm going to say, because I feel like this could be one of those very long, drawn-out games. We'll see. There's already side's been taken. Derke's walked it. Derke's such a good read on the game, man. Sometimes it feels like he's just in Matrix mode. He's got Boaster by his side. Finds hoody, keeps him safe. G2 a little locked out of this for now, and especially as the wall goes up.
The flash through, though. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to say 2 players playing anti-flash there. Just to protect the site, and Derke will find his 3rd. Those rounds where you look to G2 to do some real damage, and they've been good for it recently. Really good to it.
Yeah, the ecos have actually been kind of nasty, right? Like, we talk about teams who are good on the anti-eco. I'd say that the little, like, force buys, their odds and ends have been pretty solid. And you see why. Wow. Somehow AvovA just finds Derke, outdoes him after being bullied around in that first half. If nukkye can actually do a little bit of something here, chip damage is fine. You'd love to do want a bit more, but he does get damage on Mistic. Now you're going to Boaster a little lower. That means it's easier for Meddo. Again, you're talking about damage. You're talking about just simple numbers. It's still pretty darn good. Again, look at the HP on MAGNUM and Mistic. It's not going to be a round win. Well, it shouldn't be a round win.
24 HP.
But now look at them in tatters. Mistic. Probably stunned by this one. And the spam on the cross. Wow. Okay.
Who does diligence or respect to G2's ability with nothing in that round? Well, it's 2 marshals, right? I think nukkye had the marshal on default, but he's dealt with so quickly.
Yeah, I think he only got a tag, I believe. But again, it all adds up. Oh.
What?
Oh my, hoody.
With the fade away.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, the fact is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, I was a CS caster at one point, believe it or not. I know I'm not that jaded, but I promise you I was. But it's kind of nice seeing, you know, KO flashes. I've got to say it. I do like seeing a good flash in. Maybe that's why I like Skye for a bit. You know what I mean? Just there's something about it, man.
It's more satisfying.
Yeah, call it what it is.
They're forced with less than that. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, here's a trickier one, I guess. Didn't quite get the full. I don't know if they actually saw everything.
No, it didn't spot nukkye.
No, okay.
Flash won't tell him much because nobody's close enough to identify that. Mixwell actually a bit of a probe outside B here. And key information, weirdly enough, is going to pull hoody back towards mid. Nukkye sharp with it, finds Brave.
I've got your trail.
Okay, Seekers go out, so they I mean, where'd you go with this? You split through towards A, but you're still banking on clearing nukkye, which I guess with the Seekers now, it's going to work out. AvovA's just trying to play his life. Oh my God, with the flash! Oh, I'll take these every day. Look, you go and pop another little underhand flash. Oh, it's lovely, but Mistic saves the day. Coming through on main, that is just fortuitous timing, as Mistic has just, like a bull in a china shop, just waltzes on in, takes just about everyone down, and now you're left in a 2v2. You've got Mistic and Boaster. Boaster playing through by double door. You can see where Mistic is tucked towards default.
Boaster was noted,
trying to play it against Mixwell and Meddo, and you're right. Now, Mistic, though, he's perfectly playing this. Mistic dips away further, should be able to play in Boaster a little bit on this, but Mixwell's actually managed to at least cross through thus far. Has to find one of these two quickly, and not going to happen. Nice positioning from Fnatic. Really well.
Opportunity here for him to offset if he does fall. Over one away from the null command as well. Nukkye actually close to the blade storm. That's where Fnatic looking. Oh, good initially. Derke will find the blade storm with that kill though. And straight up mid he goes.
Just all gas, no brakes, straight through.
There's 2 of them up in there.
And Brave's doing the same thing though as well, trying to make some progress. But yeah, you're right. It is this. They have to crunch B now. Meddo's in so much danger and he knows it.
He's hit the panic button.
Had to. He's got 4 players and no one's even nearby. He's on an island and it ain't tropical and it ain't gonna be lovely at this point. He's done for, but nukkye.
How is he here?
I don't know. I have no idea how an AvovA is blind and gets put to bed by Boaster. Integral pick there towards CT to secure some of this. As we now know that nukkye's a problem and hoody, a little unchecked thus far. Do they know of hoodie's positioning? I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, just noted it there. I think Boaster, sorry, MAGNUM with the jump peak had noted it.
All right.
It's why we see this readjustment here, and the spike will be planted actually towards archers.
Ooh, trying to slip in. And it's an aim battle. The MAGNUM wins. Just standing there, large and in charge. And hey, let's talk about this.
See, there's decisive. It's just the instant double swing. They don't even give nukkye time to respond in any form to that kill onto hoody. Don't give him a chance to get out of main at all. So you two actually almost on the back of that knife, looking to rotate because they know anything, but nukkye second guesses that. MAGNUM, dude, just give hoody a guardian, put him in nest every round, for God's sake.
Here.
Why'd you sound so angry about that? For God's sake!
I want to see him there every round. He literally hasn't missed from that position.
All right. I don't know, DM him or something. Jeez, mate, relax.
No.
4v4. What do we have still remaining? Fnatic have lost their mid control, I guess, but they still have some bits and pieces to at least be a little bit of an early indicator, but there's an earlier warning. It's nukkye thinking through main and reaggressing. Not going to find the follow-up on the knives. A little uncomfortable, a little awkward, but AvovA's still fine. Nice flashes to try and buy a little bit of time if he needs any support to come around, which does seem as though hoody would be the one to be there. And speaking of your favorite, that Guardian's still looking good.
It's almost like, I was going to say, almost similar to Meddo hitting the panic button there to try and close to a full purchase as you'd like to see.
Want to play? Let's play.
Voice line spam at the start of the round.
Good sign.
What's popped? Don't know. Everyone said something. They're using everything.
You may not be wrong in this end. Well, with that early work from AvovA, look how far he's gone.
Yeah. G2 can lean on this really, really heavily.
Yep.
Brave going to be in a very late position for the Hunter's Fury, though, so if he can pick up this kill in the lurk.
nukkye, this is you're in no man's land, nukkye. I don't love this for you. That's kind of dangerous. And I think he's backed away a little bit. And there's the grand reveal. MAGNUM. Oh, nukkye re-peeks him. Mixwell still holding the line to punish Derke. And now we're down to 3, but you roll your mind back. AvovA pushed up so early, they removed so many options away. Boaster, a flash to hand. Eats most of it. Mistic at the bottom side of middle. This would have to be miraculous. They have been good in these kind of 2v2s. You're not going to be able to do a 2v4 right now. Mistic left in quite the undesirable position. A 1v4.
No way in for him here. 15 seconds left. Going to try and hold on to the rifle. Not sure exactly how the purchase will sit for Fnatic.
10 seconds left.
And this one was offset a little bit with the ult from Derke and MAGNUM. G2, that's going to be a big buff. Nice cushion. Mixwell should be able to actually get the operator online as well.
Now, obviously, as the money's going to be weird. Guardian... Vandal? Yeah, Mistic still got the Vandal. And a Marshal. And nukkye's having a little bit of an early go towards mid. And in reply, MAGNUM making progress. And there's... Well, it looked like it was a flash, but that's going to be cancelled for now.
Has to burn up. Actually, hoody just takes matters into his own hands. Pops Hunter's Fury. Nearly actually gets the tag with the last as well, but MAGNUM will fall. Not playing any games in this round. G2.
And look at what it's opened.
Yeah.
AvovA can now walk tube. They've got them kind of wrapped on that one. And Meddo's holding quite an amount of space on the site. They only know that default's really vulnerable right now, and AvovA's just slowly but surely just closing him with that vice-like grip. Meddo finally getting a bit of pressure towards him, but Hoody's there. He's done well. Meddo's closed it, and there's the account done for 5 alive, 5 standing. Don't mind.
Fight for it. It doesn't look as if that's going to be the case. Meddo's actually got himself positioned here to slow things down potentially, but they want mid. nukkye can actually find anything here. I mean, he's got himself tucked in now
got
to a
your
position
trail.
G2 can lean away from, but the Seekers might reveal it if none of his teammates can deal with it. He still finds it. He finds a second.
Yeah, and he's mechanically nukkye is nasty with it, but Boaster catches him on the way out. He was stuck in no man's land. He couldn't quite find a safe way out. You could see the others trying to bail him out a little bit. AvovA leaning through by double door, maybe even hoody coming out to assist, but he couldn't make it in time. The punish came out from Boaster, and now the ace site hit's still on. They're going for this, and AvovA tries to fight. He actually gets the kill on Brave. And there's none the wiser, right? Mistic did not know the Meddo had slipped through as well. He'd been sat there. The spike's now down. They knew where Boaster was before, and they're going to keep him in check. It's 12 for G2, and
Wow,
Fnatic are
pretty comfortable here. It looks again as if G2 want to aggressively take mid in the early round.
and the plans worked, and it looks... I feel like Fnatic are trying to deal with this, though, but the timings, again, favorable to nukkye. This guy is reading it like a book.
He knows exactly.
nukkye is just controlling mid.
Exactly
He
where
is-
the L zone came from. Exactly.
He is so hyper-aware, but this time he's sticking around longer. There's a double stack towards Tube, which is
Oh,
what
you're gonna get
Fnatic's
dashed on.
idea. Oh, the timing!
Mixwell.
Saves... Oh, Boaster does trade it out in the end, but my oh my, that timing was ridiculous. And nukkye is still controlling middle as